appreciate you tuning in for the second part of my top horror films of 2024. If you were tuning in the other day, you heard entries 1 through 5, and now I am here to break down 6 through 10, which, like I said, I think is more interesting because the first 5 are on a lot of the top 10 lists that have been coming out already. So stick around here with me. Let's see if 6 through 10 hits your list as well. Let me know in the comment section if there's something that I've been missing to check out in 2024. Enjoy, y'all. But what do we get here for 6 through 10? This is where, like I said, I feel it gets a little interesting because I feel some of you are going to be outraged about the ones that didn't end up making the list here. So coming in at number 6 is Strange Darling. JT Mulner takes you on this wild ride to where no one is truly who they say they are, as a notorious serial killer finds themselves in the crosshairs after the latest victim is able to escape. Yo, Willa Fitzgerald and Kyle Gallner are tremendous in this, and Kyle Gallner has been one of our most consistent, reliable, truly great forces in the world of horror for quite a while. But it's Willa Fitzgerald who is coming in out of nowhere with this amazing performance, and if Alicia Witt is the number 1 of the year, Willa Fitzgerald has to be coming in at number 2. Just amazing, amazing, folks. This is a bloody ride for sure. And if you're looking to keep yourself guessing over the course of this entire film, you're looking for something that's going to be a bit of a mystery to you as you try to suss out where it's ultimately going, Strange Darling is definitely the one that you got to go and check out. Coming in at number 7 was Zoe Kravitz's directorial debut, Blink Twice. Naomi Ackie and Channing Tatum are an absolute perfect pair in this film, similar to the pair that we get in Strange Darling, and I truly believe, while I don't think it'll end up happening, that this is Channing Tatum's best work in quite a while. And remember, this is including last year, to where everybody's like freaking out about his appearance as Gambit in Deadpool and Wolverine. Y'all, I like, even with the jokes there, Channing Tatum is phenomenal here in this film that talks about the dangers that women in this world are obviously still facing today, the way that they can just be discarded, and how some people see them as just items to be used for sport, and what happens when there's something more insidious behind all of it. You know, Zoe Kravitz shows that she absolutely has an eye for the lens, and I very much hope that whatever her follow-up ends up being sticks in the world of horror, because she does have a knack for it. This is a very strong and disturbing film to say to watch in the least bit, hence why there was an extra warning at the beginning of this film that a lot of people were making fun of, but given when you go and check it out, you might really understand why that's there in the first place, as it is absolutely horrifying. Definitely one that you all want to go and check out though. Coming in at number 8, VHS Beyond. Y'all, the VHS series has been around longer than most streaming services that we have today. And somehow this sci-fi focused entry ends up being what might be the best entry of the entire franchise. You know, it still keeps the horror aspect to it, but all the previous entries have just been straight up horror. And Beyond decides to combine that again with the sci-fi realm, and it works wonders to make things feel fresh. And also, considering the last couple entries that we got were based very much around a specific year, whether it's in the 80s, whether it's in the 90s, whatever the case is, this one here decided to get away from focusing on a certain time frame and again going for a genre. And I think that allowed quite a few of the filmmakers involved to really just have a blast doing it. Y'all, Stork is still my favorite anthology segment that I've seen in quite a while. I talked about how it just felt like almost like a Resident Evil game almost from start to finish there in just the course of 22 minutes. I very much recommend you go and checking this one out here on Shudder, especially if you've gotten away from the VHS series, because this is one that will absolutely bring you back into the fold for sure, folks. Coming in at number 9, this one is very much wildly divided as well too. Heretic. Y'all, this is Hugh Grant's best performance of his career, in my personal opinion, honestly, regardless of what you feel about the movie itself, because I know a lot of folks have been talking about the third act of this one. Hugh Grant is amazing in this and is very much in the same league as Alicia Witt and Willa Fitzgerald for the best villain that we got in 2024. And the fact that it's based all around religion, and it hit me in a way that like films like Dogma and The Book of Clarence did, let me know how much I very much enjoyed this film, because there's not that many movies that really have me questioning past beliefs and the things that I used to really put so much stock into, and yet Heretic had me questioning quite a number of things. And again, I will absolutely acquiesce that the third act doesn't necessarily work as well as Quiet Place writers Beck and Woods would have intended it to. But at the same time, though, I feel that the performances in it do more than enough to make up for that third act not living up to the rest of that film. This one just hit platforms not too long ago, so you can check this one out here for yourself right now. And this brings us to number 10. This is one that for sure I was not expecting, as I think I randomly watched it just slightly before Thanksgiving. And y'all, this is one that has for sure kept some images in my mind, sticking around with like the religious horror for it as well. Number 10 is Azrael. Folks, spiritual horror, especially when it involves the rapture, is always going to be a win for me, because growing up in the church, the rapture was always the scariest thing that could ever happen. And you know, if you go on YouTube, you can find some actual really like funny but also fucked up films about the rapture that are all on there. I think it's called You've Been Left Behind, or oh god, Thief in the Night. I forget what it's called, but there's this movie I watched back in church that scared the hell out of me. But either way, Azrael focuses on the post-rapture. What happens to everybody else that doesn't get called up to heaven to live with God and Jesus? What's going on back on our planet? And it takes a different approach to what a lot of other films have presented to us, that at least in this one part of the world, folks are living with no electricity. They are living off the land, and they're living very much tribalistic. And we find out that there are demons still wandering the earth at this point, seeking the flesh of all of those who live. And we focus on one young woman who seeks to escape her tribe to find life with her partner named Azrael, played by Samara Weaving. And again, religious horror as a whole will always hit me deep, but I love the fact when you can actually add your own supernatural element to it and do something with that story. And that's exactly what Azrael did, giving us a different twist to post-apocalyptic horror. So there it is, folks. This was my top 10 horror films of the year. Did your favorites end up making the list? Let me know in the comment section. And there's something else that I didn't talk about yet in this year here. Let me know that as well too, because I'm always curious for something new to go and check out. That's going to do it for me tonight here, folks. Don't forget to get subscribed to my link tree, as that is the best way to stay on top of all the content that I'm dropping for y'all. You can find that at linktr.ee/t-scary-movie. If you get subscribed to my link tree, that's going to give you access to the YouTube page for video versions of the show, to your favorite podcasting platforms for the audio-only versions of the show, to my Letterboxd page for written reviews and movie rankings throughout the year, to my TikTok page for my short horror content, including movie news and movie premieres, to my Twitch page for my horror gaming, including The Thing Remastered and Phasmophobia, and to my Fangoria shop page, where you can enjoy a 20% discount off anything in the Fangoria shop. Hit that subscribe button, folks, and stick around for more great horror reviews that I got coming your way as we get into 2025. My name is T. We've been talking scary movies. Stay scared.